of Life and Liberty right here in the beautiful Foundation Studios. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon to you. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton here, and we are live here in the heart of the beautiful downtown Detroit. And I have some extremely wonderful people joining me today in the studio. One I haven't seen in so long, so I'm so excited to have her here. And the other, he is new to the scene, but his voice is as sultry as just many of the very talented artists that have come out of the city of Detroit. There's no other than Dion Price. And then we have, this person right here, I have to definitely give honor where honor is due because she is an amazing, phenomenal woman. She's a journalist, an educator, an activist, and she's worked in politics for the last, I want to say probably
1984.
1984. So that's been
a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
yes.
Yep.
Almost 18 years.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
Lavonia Perryman, she is just a phenomenal woman. She has worked with the likes of Jennifer Granholm, Hillary Clinton, Jesse Jackson, and radio and broadcasting and media and public relations and politics. She's been the first to do many things. She's gotten many awards. And I'm so excited to have Lavonia Perryman here with me on the go. It's been many years, but I'm so excited to have her here. And then I'm going to be trying out some crepes from La Crepe and Royal Oak. They had to go. It was an emergency thing, but they left some great food, and so I'm so glad to be here for our Food Phenom segment. And what I like to do is always start out with a word of the day. And today's word of the day is dare to be different. Dare to be different than those who you look up to. Dare to be different than who you were yesterday. Dare to be different. When you choose to be a trailblazer or someone who kind of is in the forefront or steps out to do something outside of the status quo or the norm, you then tell God that you are ready and really able to be all that He has called you to be. Because 9 times out of 10, when God is doing a work in you, it's never a cookie cutter version of something else or somebody else. You may be an identical twin to someone, but He still has a purpose for you and then a purpose for your twin. So you have to know that daring to be different will cause you to be able to do things in life that no one else can do but you. But you first have to have the gumption, the boldness, and the tenacity, and just the faith in God to be different, to be set apart, because most people don't want to be set apart. Most people want to kind of get along with the crowd. But most times, those people that you see striving on television and radio and politics and literary arts are those people who have dared to be different and to stand out. So dare to be different today. That is the word of the day. And hello, Detroit. I have so many people. There's people that just walk by the studio. I've had people like stop driving, almost get into accidents to see. We're really here in the heart of Detroit, and it is so beautiful. I want to lead with, and how I always tell people how I do the show is I love to have interaction with both guests.
Sure.
Because it's just more fun that way. I have Dion Price, who's in the studio. He has a song that I'm going to play a clip or a portion of, and then we're going to speak to him about this song. Set up this song for us. It's called For You, I Die.
Absolutely. It's just that cry out for that real love, that unconditional love, that God love, right? That you can do no wrong to not be accepted.
Love it. So set it up.
All right.
Set it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is I Die from my album. I hope you get this message too.
Here it is.
For you I die. tips of your toes. I love everything, I suppose I really do. Yeah. It's a mystery to me how it goes, how I felt in my heart to control. I'm so in love with you. I ain't complaining, baby. I'm just saying that you are my everything. I know I said a million times, but I'ma say a million times more. I'll take a bullet in the head, jump off a bridge for you instead. For you I die, for you I die. It's so clear for me to see, this is how love is supposed to be. For you I die, for you I die. Call my boys, let them know they can go. Go ahead, cause I'm staying home tonight with you. Yeah. Cause if it were the end of the world, no place I'd rather be than with my girl. Is that alright with you? Yeah. I ain't complaining, baby. I'm just saying that you are my everything. I know I said a million times, and I'ma say a million times more. I'll take a bullet in the head, jump off a bridge for you instead. For you I die, for you I die. It's so clear for me to see, this is how love is supposed to be. For you I die, yeah. I take a bullet in the head, jump off a bridge for you instead. For you I die, for you I die. It's so clear for me to see, this is how love is supposed to be.
And that was for you. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, real nice
okay,
groove.
that is a hit.
Yes,
okay,
indeed.
that is a hit,
All
and I
right.
will play it on every show. I love that song.
Oh, wow.
But see, I'm a love child. I love love.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love love is just. I mean, to me, people who don't have love and don't show love,
Yes.
I almost think like there's something wrong.
Yeah, it's like not being able to receive it. Like,
Yeah.
You kind of almost have to understand what love is
Yes.
to even embody it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
You wrote it, and you were singing it also. There.
yes,
Thank you so much.
yes. Okay, so Lavonia is no stranger to
Good
media or good music. Yes,
Thank you.
because she has, and it was so funny because, and she said it before I can even say it. She has been a part of many well-known people in and around the world that we know of, and she's helped with a lot of different initiatives. Her work in the community with such individuals as Harlem Globetrotter Tyrone Hollywood Brown, Oscar winner Denzel Washington,
Nice.
the late Dr. Dorothy Heights, president of the National Council of Negro Women, and R&B Grammy nominee recording artist Kenny Lattimore.
My godson.
Oh my goodness! I
Yes.
mean, like,
Yes.
I mean, to have a godson like that.
Yes. Yes.
That is absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
His voice is it's almost timeless in a sense. You know, some people have a voice that is just kind of for the era or the time, but not him. His is priceless. It is timeless. Hello,
so, too.
Kenny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
you know, when
Strong.
he was opening up his song,
Yes.
and the name of it, he said, "For You," and I said, "Okay, no."
Right.
So there's a connection there. There's a vibe
Yes,
there.
yes.
And then you came out with this beautiful voice.
Voice. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, then I said, "Oh, I get it. I get
Yes.
it. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. No
Yes.
question about it."
See, so
Absolutely.
I mean, divine order.
That's
That's
right.
what it. That's
Absolutely.
what happens when
Right.
you come on the go. Just
It's
divine
so
order.
I love it.
Everyone
Amazing.
must listen.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God.
Indeed.
Okay, so who are some of your? We're talking about Kenny Lattimore. Who are
Okay.
some of the people that you kind of look up to or aspire to kind of grab your sound from?
I love Music Soul Child.
Yes.
His music, he's just always found a way to be relevant.
Yes.
And because he's singing about love, you're always going to be relevant, right? But
yes.
his arrangements are always like you say, timeless, strong, and they always fit. I am partial to. I like Kendrick Lamar as well.
Okay.
The message that he brings for our community. And
very powerful.
That energy, it just reminds me of Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Right? Those are somebody else who I listened
yes,
to growing up.
Great analogy.
I actually played Marvin Gaye when I was like in high school. Yeah, like in his life story. Like this Motown play that's going on. Like, when it first started at his baby stages, I was in the play as Marvin Gaye.
Wow.
Yeah, the one that's on Broadway right now.
So did you always know that you were going to be this singer? That was,
absolutely.
This is what you wanted
yes,
to do.
I never wanted to be anything else. I never said I wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that. Like it was always like music has always like reached me deeper. And
yeah.
I've always been like I want to share that. I want to be able to affect people like that. Like so.
Well, you're definitely doing it. You are off to an amazing start now. Do you have a release date for your album?
So the album is already available. iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Tidal, wherever you get your music. Just look up Dion Price. I hope you get this message too. I'm working on a brand new project right now. So I'm still releasing visuals from the last project. So I just released a nice video for I Die, and then I have another like fun video coming up. So I'm getting started with. I have a nice little project. I don't even know if I can speak on it or not, but I'm partnering up with a company, a gym.
All right,
we're gonna like influence health, fitness.
That's good. That's good.
All right,
that's good. That's very good.
Good music, right?
Now I have a question, and I don't know if other people can hear it, but are you from here? Are you from Detroit?
I don't know.
Here. Okay, because every so often it almost sounds like you have
something
an
weird
accent.
that I do.
Yes, and I was like, okay, is he from Detroit?
I like to say it's because of like all the people that I talk to. Like I take something from everywhere, and I've like, talked to so many different types of people. And like you know how like you'll say something that somebody else said, and they're like using my word. I think maybe it's like that. I guess because like it's like something that I hear in the moment, and I just
a singing voice, right? And it's sing even when he speaks.
Yeah,
that could be it.
That could be it. That could be it. Now, Lavonia, you are a part of so many things going around in and around the city of Detroit, and you're a woman in the know, and always on the go, and I see you a part of so many different things. Is there something, I mean, and then even with looking at the city of Detroit right now and the revitalization of the city of Detroit, just the opening of the Little Caesars Arena up the street and so many different things going on. How does it feel someone who's been so an intricate part of the city of Detroit, some of the decisions, the background, and so many different ways? How does it feel to see some of the things coming to fruition and to see the life almost being given back, almost like CPR, back to the city of Detroit?
Absolutely. When I lived in Washington, D.C. probably most of my adult life, and I went to St. Cecilia High here.
Okay. And
then I left after college, and then I ended up going to Washington, D.C. to anchor the news there. And D.C. is a whole different kind of scene. I mean, it's really, I mean, what we're doing here, they obviously have been doing it for a while.
Quite some time,
But there were also areas in Washington, D.C. that were very similar, and they were having discussions like this about two Washingtons, two D.C.s, two Detroit.
Yeah.
That story is true. I believe that it is two Detroit. Now, why? I grew up on Burlingame between Dexter and Holman.
Okay. Okay. My grandma Taylor between Durham and Dexter. Yes.
And now I live downtown.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
So I am benefiting from all of the revitalization that is going on downtown.
That's good.
Someone just called me about 2 hours ago and said, got your tickets for the Detroit Pistons already.
All right.
Right. So I don't even have to move my car.
That's good.
All I have to do is take a Uber.
All right.
Okay.
Down to the Caesars.
That's right.
Now, in terms of all of the politics around that, which I also deal with, I had some reservations about why they decided to have, Kid Rock open up for Detroit.
I was going to get to that.
And I was trying to, and I've been struggling with it. And then I realized as a PR person, that's never happened.
Yes.
What happened, I'm thinking like everybody's in the room. They're opening up Caesars. It's not our place.
Yes. Yes.
Even though we put the money up, citizens put money down for Little Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who were at the table were the business people who created this idea.
Yes.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yes.
So they decided that they wanted to feed into an audience that were the Detroit Red Wings, not the Detroit Pistons.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Detroit Red Wings. And if anybody knows about the Detroit Red Wings, the demographic of the people who go to the games or to the series don't look like me.
Right.
I mean, that's just a fact.
Yes.
So the person, and my mom happened to be worked down there. The person that always went down there and attended and was a season ticket holder was Kid Rock.
Wow.
He has been going to the Redskin game, like many others. You guys have been down here downtown.
Yeah.
You've seen the red and white.
Yeah.
And he's,
Red Wings,
right, he's part of that. And so that is part of Detroit.
Yeah.
People hate that. You have to say it out loud. And I always say, you got to call it like you see it.
Mm-hmm.
That is part of Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it part of what? Do I go to the games? No. Have I been to a hockey game?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm not hanging out with, the Red Wings.
Right.
But Kid Rock is,
Yeah.
and his people were down there yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when he decided he wanted to try to run against Senator Stabenow, then that's where I just cut.
Yeah.
I do not, can't even imagine someone who is connected to the man that's in Washington, D.C., 45, is talking to us in Detroit that he's thinking about running for the Senate seat.
But see, and this is why I wanted to bring this up. The reason why I believe that he feels entitled or able to do so is because, 45 is in office. He was, for the lack of a better word, prior to being in a president's seat, he was a businessman and someone who dealt with, in television.
He was a reality
star. Exactly.
He was like,
he had no background.
We're talking
so
about
if he can
Trump,
do it,
Kardashians, Atlanta women, wives.
Yeah,
we're talking about with no substance, but they got an audience.
Yes, and a following.
Big time and a following.
And you know what? Even and I'm not trying to plug Being Mary Jane. I love that show. But it's there's a character there who is now a part of their television program. Who she has absolutely no background, no education in journalism. However, she had a gazillion followers.
Yes.
And she had a blog and people followed her, so they brought her in.
Absolutely.
And that's really, unfortunately, the way of the world right now. You don't really have to have a background of education or even a passion. Unfortunately.
You just got to be able to reach people.
Exactly. You have to be able to either be shocking enough, smart enough, intelligent enough, talented enough, and or the polar opposite. I hate to say it, but ignorant enough, shocking enough, vulgar enough, just to get people's attention so that they'll watch.
And then the question is, though, why do we watch it? Because remember, it's a two-way street. I'm trying to figure out the million people out there that they turn on their TVs and they watch women that look like me and you go at it. And then the women sitting there and they done pulled up their skirts and they're starting cursing out somebody, cursing out brothers, cursing out somebody, and they got grown children somewhere.
You know what I think it is? I think it's the subconscious programming of what we think we are.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether you're looking directly at it, there's a higher power at play at all times. So subconsciously, the seed has been planted, and so we think that's what we should fill ourselves.
Well, they think that also is about money too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And I don't know how much reality stars make, but they're making more than
yes, they are.
And
they're getting endorsements from individuals, and I don't understand that. And you as an artist, does it make you feel, I don't know, some type of way that you don't have to really have any talent? You can just almost be just purely ignorant and get a following. And some of them use that, though. I mean, and honestly, what you do should be a vehicle. You should always have a goal at kind of where you start. It should be a vehicle into other things, I think. I always have aspirations and goals in mind of where I'd like to end up. So if this could be, a vehicle like Steve Harvey. He utilized comedy, but comedy went into him hosting his own radio show. His radio show led him to the vehicle to books and movies and game show hosts. Great. But these people are getting endorsements and deals to
because
represent
it's about
companies.
the dollar.
Yes.
It's about branding. First of all, you got someone who doesn't matter what, they got to look good. That's part of it. If they don't look good on the front end, by the time they get some money and go to the right doctors, and they can look good.
Yes.
I mean, that's part of the whole it's an image piece, is a branding piece.
America's great for branding. Right?
Sure,
Yeah.
and it's about dollars. And as an artist, you already know this. As an artist, he too have to deal with the whole branding concept.
Yeah.
How do I get my song out there? What do I need to do? How do I talk? How do I walk? How do I write my name? I mean, all of that goes into play.
But do you ever worry about kind of what they call selling out? Because there's always someone who can come and say, I can,
Absolutely. I actually stand for something. So I left my label that I was with and decided to go independent and fund out everything myself.
Wow.
Because that's basically what I was asked to do.
And it's not easy.
It's not easy.
And most of you already know this. Most of the artists who are artists in the true sense of the word, they are challenged and struggle with that because the guys in the other room in the room that's research and development and all that, they say, well, this is the type of person that this is how he should look, this is how he should talk, and these are the words he should say.
It's not even that person's real consciousness.
No. Wow. And you become a puppet.
Building.
Exactly. You become a puppet.
Exactly. No real consciousness, no real decisions to be made by you, it's like someone else.
I just don't understand when, I don't know. I'm almost wondering, they have this new movement called Wake Up or Get Woke.
Woke.
And I almost want to say, was I sleeping? Because I don't really remember when the handoff happened to things of substance on TV and real music to pass the baton, and now we're going to just straight everything as a reality show. I can't really think of too many real shows. I can't think of too many wholesome shows. I can't think of shows that will not show your children something that you're not ready to even discuss or explain to them. I mean, oh my God, cartoons aren't even wholesome anymore.
That's so true. No more Buzz Bunny.
No, or Woody Woodpecker or anything like that.
Roadrunner, gone.
Yes. And now even social media has become television, and now they even play movies on Facebook, which that's kind of cool. It's different.
But guess what? We have a president of the United States that tweets.
Yes.
I mean, just go figure.
Yes.
When you talk about that,
and President Barack Obama wasn't allowed to.
The United States, who
He
gets
wasn't
up in the morning and does 26
every day.
I do not like black people. I do not like black people. Every day? Oh, that's a problem.
So, a young lady, her name was, trying to think of this young lady's name because
here?
No. The story was very shocking. She was raped and killed and stuffed and put in a refrigerator in Chicago.
Yes, in Chicago.
And at the Pontchartrain, I believe it was. Kanika, yes. And all of this, though, was on Facebook.
I saw
everybody ran their
I couldn't believe it, and everybody was watching.
They did their own investigations. And
yes.
I could not believe it. I had to click off. I'm like,
I couldn't believe it.
This is not good. This is not good.
I mean, we watched a man kill an older gentleman here, and was at Cleveland.
That's right, in Cleveland.
We watched that on social media, on Facebook.
Yes.
I don't understand where we are as a people, but we really need to get back to some type of moral standing.
But the cat is already out of the bag.
It is, but how do we even how do we go back?
Down the road. I don't know.
I don't think there's a way back.
No,
I think
don't
we
either.
just gotta go
for it. Yeah,
you gotta go. Yeah.
It's inevitable that in order for the human race to survive, that consciousness expands.
Yeah.
And we have to figure out a way for consciousness to expand. If we think about it, like we just have to reference to the ants and the bees and the birds, how they create a hive mind to be more precise with solutions. So being able to get on one accord, being able to share the proper frequencies, we can solve problems.
Right, right. It's, you speak of it, and I want to go back to a little of the politics again. Yes. Folk always ask, to Detroit, well, I don't like who's in office. I don't like what's going on. And I keep saying, I'll keep reading on Facebook, only 10% of the people voted.
Come on.
Now, 10% of the people vote, but 90% of people raising Cain about they don't like the city. They don't like this. They don't like it. And I keep saying to you, if you don't like who's in there, all you can do, your vote is as powerful as my vote. Can you imagine if we all got up together, just like we go out and get sneakers, just like we go out and get, everything else, get our hair done, buy hair, get
which
it
is cute.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you very much. It's my new stuff, baby.
I love it.
I bought 3.
All right. That's all right. That's all right.
I was coming to visit Tiffany. Right. You got to be right when you come on this show.
You know what? Keeping it classy. I'm telling you.
You got to come right with Tiffany.
Absolutely.
Got it.
But, I keep saying to folks, back to the music, back to politics, back to sports. No matter what, if you have a voice, and if you're angry enough, and you got to do something, you can do something about it.
Yes.
You can sit back and click on the TV and watch, Atlanta, whatever reality. Or you can watch, ESPN. My sister over there, they're about to dog her over at ESPN. Yes. They're trying to get her fired.
They're trying to get her to retract what she said. But what she did say.
Called 45
a supremacist, a white supremacist. Yes,
and a white supremacist. That's right.
And she did go on, and she did apologize for putting ESPN in a position that may be derogatory. However, what I loved is that she stood her ground and she did not apologize. She still stood on what she said, but as her personal view and not as a view of the entire network. And that I commend, because my grandmother used to say, you have to stand for something or you fall for everything. That's right. And anything. And that is so true, because right now too many people go along to get along. And because of that, anything goes. Yes. And that's not right. That's not how. If that was the case, then why have rules? Why have legislation? Why have 45 in office? We just run amok. I mean, if we want to just live that way, let's just do it, and it'll be like the purge all day long. I mean, I don't understand, but we really have to. And I guess you're very right in saying not going back. Because that's in the past. We have to, we have to. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, Life, and Liberty right here in the beautiful downtown Detroit. Detroit. We're here downtown. And the Detroit Foundation Hotel used to be the old Firehouse and Foundation Studios. I have joined with me 2 very amazing guests, Dion Price and Lavonia Perryman. You're listening to On the Go. What we're going to do is, because he talked about him, is we're going to listen to a little bit of Music Soul Child. Here is I Do. We'll be right back.
Sometimes I don't like you. You always got a problem. Anything that I do, I don't always understand everything about you, but I know I just can't live without you. So yeah, I do, I do, I do, 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 yeah, I do. Hey, sometimes I think you might be a little crazy, but it's fine, cause I'm still gonna treat you like a lady, yeah. understand it when, girl, you be tripping and you know it, yeah. But I know you just can't control it, no. So I ain't going nowhere, even though sometimes I don't like you. Yeah, always got a problem. Yeah. Anything that I do, yeah, I don't always understand it. No, but I know I just can't live without you. No, so yeah, I do. Don't matter how much I do or say or show you, no, cause you'll still question if it's really real what I'm feeling for you. I know that people say things ain't always what it seems. I promise this is not a dream. I'm really here with you, and you're here with me. Sometimes I don't like you. Sometimes, almost like always. Yeah, I don't always understand. No, I just can't live without you. No, so yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Hey. Sorry, I promise I do, yeah, so yeah, I do, yeah, even when you know, I know you're dead wrong, ain't before too long, ain't got to apologize, it's alright, yeah, or sometimes, yeah, always gotta, anything that I do, I don't always understand. Ooh, but I just can't live without you, no. So I do. Yeah. So yeah, I do.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
And we're back. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, Life, and Liberty right here in the beautiful downtown Detroit, the Foundation Studios. And I'm here with a very lovely, she's rocking his hair, okay, Lavonia Perryman. Now, if you don't know, yeah, man. Now, if you don't know who she is, I just want to give you a little bit of her bio and then talk about our just soulful psalmist in the building. She in the 1980s, Lavonia combined her media experience with the passions for politics, and since that time, Lavonia. We were just talking about Brenda Jones. Yes,
our wonderful president of City Council.
Yes,
I love her dearly. Yes. Shout out to her today.
Yes, we love you here, and she knows it.
Yes.
Since that time, Lavonia has served as the Women's Vote political director for Hillary Clinton. Prior to that, she served in Detroit on the media relations and outreach team for President Barack Obama. Next, she served as a faith-based director for Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm, then was appointed to the position of executive director of the 2010 Democratic Detroit Coordinated Campaign twice. During John Kerry's campaign for president, Lavonia served as communications director for Michigan's America Coming Together, where she managed a statewide media team. Lavonia's unique combination of experiences in politics, media, and public relations has given her the opportunity to play a significant and productive role as the deputy communications for two Democratic National Conventions in the 1990s and press secretary in the President Clinton and Al Gore presidential transition office. In addition, ain't this girl bad?
I'm just a little older than you guys.
Hold on now.
I've got 5 years on me.
Goodness, right. She started when she was all of 10, okay? In addition, Lavonia served as press secretary for Congressman Walter Fontroy.
That's right, Fontroy.
And for several years managed media relations for Reverend Jesse Jackson. Presently, she is a media advisor for Garland Gilchrist, a candidate for Detroit City Clerk right now. And Lavonia is regularly called upon for insight and opinion on local and national issues, as well as her laser vision on media relations in America. She has lectured and conducted training on media and communication outreach at Marygrove College and has presented at Howard University, Norfolk State University, and Bennett College, and the Democratic National Committee. Furthermore, since 1990, Lavonia has held elected offices which include the position of District of Columbia Cable Commissioner, and since August of 2010 has been re-elected to the office of Michigan Precinct Delegate. This list goes on and on and on. And she's won everything from the Spirit of Detroit Citizen Award, which I'm in your club now because I was awarded that a few weeks ago. I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So I'm amongst great women, okay?
Right.
Detroit Women in Radio and Television Media Woman of the Year, the Michigan Chronicle Woman of Excellence, Miss Black America, Miss Black Michigan, Miss Black Congeniality, and Miss Soul of Detroit.
Black is
man, yes. All right, but that's all right. Black is beautiful. And in addition, she was awarded the National Rainbow Push Coalition Citizen Award, the Cancer Society Citizen Award, District of Columbia Best Dress Award for 4 years straight, Dollars and Cents Business Woman of the Year, Savannah, Georgia Technical School Citizen Award, District of Columbia Who's Who Black Business Network, George Frazier Success Guide Top Achiever Award, and the Who's Who of Metro Detroit. Listen.
You got to know somebody.
And you don't know who she is.
You gotta have like a wall. Like a room.
Yes,
Right.
just one room, just walking through.
Yeah.
If you don't know who this woman is, you know now.
But you know
and
what my claim to fame is?
What?
I'm Alex and Geneva Perryman's oldest daughter.
Wow.
That's right.
I love
Born
that.
and raised here in Detroit,
I
Michigan.
love that.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
exactly who I am.
And you know what?
That's
And
who I am.
that makes everything, that brings everything into perspective.
Absolutely, for me, every day.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
day.
And then I have just someone who is beyond talented. Detroit has a lot of talented artists, and we really don't appreciate, I think, how much talent is in the city of Detroit. But this young man is someone who should not just be here in Detroit.
That's right.
He needs to be worldwide, if you guys are listening.
Yes.
Because his voice is that type of a voice. So many people are out here who really can't sing, unfortunately. and they have record deals. Unfortunately,
yeah.
and you don't just sing, you sing.
That's right.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
And it is Dion Price. Dion Price is in the building, and I want to kind of put you on the spot if you don't mind. I want to know if you can do like something. I always joke and I say Acapulco, and I know it's not that. It's acapella.
Curves to your toes. I love everything, I suppose I really do. Yeah. It's a mystery to me how it goes, how I felt and my heart to control. I'm so in love with you. I ain't complaining, baby. I'm just saying that you are my everything. I know I said a million times, but I'ma say a million times more, yeah. I take a bullet in the head, jump off a bridge for you instead, yeah. For you I die, for you I die.
Well, you know what? If a man tell me all of that, it's done. Okay. Oh my God! Like you can really you are a singer, but you sang.
Thank you.
Okay, so
and he writes his own music.
Yes, right.
Everything, absolutely.
Now, okay, so you started doing live performance in high school.
Absolutely, yeah, high school.
And nevertheless, his charismatic flow and captivating sound has catapulted him into a neo-soul genius.
Thank you.
What? How does that feel?
I mean,
to be called that?
I don't even know how to take that. I create. I'm a creator.
But you are so good at it.
Thank you so much. I just enjoy the recognition for producing quality music. The fact that I can put something out and somebody can vibe to it, ride to it. That's really why I do it. Like somebody's listening to my record from my journal. I'm affecting somebody who's been in this position. I'm giving them the most wisest or the most fun perspective I have about it. And that's fulfillment to me.
Tiffany, I always wanted to know,
what
is it like when the first time you hear your song
on the radio?
Yes! Tell us, what is that?
That was crazy.
Kind of tell us what that feels like. I would never know, so you have to tell us.
Crazy.
I never know.
I mean, of course it wasn't the you've arrived moment, but it was like really it was life changing for me. I started with my dreams just being, if I could just record a song. And I did that, and I was like, all right, if I could just do it. So, like, hearing my joint on the radio, like, I think it was like 2 summers ago for the first time, WJLB supported it. But they to hear my song on the radio and any radio station, you playing my song and you saying what you have to say about it, and everybody, like, it's almost unreal. Like, honestly, the most important thing is my son hearing what people have to say about the work I've done.
That's wonderful. Okay, so you're a dad too. Now, I'm gonna touch on that, but I want to step back a little bit because in my mind I kept saying, why does his name sound familiar? Why does his name sound familiar? Well, I mean, the Paradise Valley. You performed at Paradise Valley and the Rib R&B and Jazz Festival downtown Detroit, Hart Plaza. And I've actually, for the last, 3 or 4 years, I've been the host of that, like, live. Yeah, so I'm looking up like, I feel like, but you being someone that can sing. Now, and Lavonia knows, here in Detroit, we have so many families that can sing. You know, you have the Winans, you got the Clark sisters, and then, which produced still J. Moss and Kiera and so many others. You can sing, but you're a dad. Does your son sing? Or are you grooming him to sing?
I won't say grooming him to sing because I would be so happy if he went into like science or technology or something. That
everybody says that.
He's my son is definitely going to be musically inclined. His mom is also an artist as well.
Wow.
So, like, he always plays on he knows when my song comes on, that's Daddy's song. So it's like he's in touch. He's very, like, we dance every morning, like, a part of our after meditation or our affirmations. Like, we put on Bob Marley, we dance around.
Oh, that's nice.
So he's definitely, like, going to be in touch with the arts and, like, creativity and things like that. So, but I want him to, I don't necessarily want him to do anything specifically. I would just more lobby for him to be passionate about whatever he chooses.
Does. Yeah. That's good. Now, Lavonia, what? I kind of want you to talk about whatever is on your mind, because you have this energy. I don't know if people can feel it, but you have like an energy that just kind of ignites and kind of draws you in. And that's so refreshing, because so many people, sometimes you get around them and you just kind of like,
I get bored.
Yeah, or you want to, and you're just like, it's time to go. It's time to go. Yeah,
go home.
Right. Out of everything that you've been doing over the last
that many years,
yep, because she started when she was 10.
That's right.
Yes. What has been the most gratifying for you? Has it been politics and being able to help things change? Has it been media and still being able to help things change?
Two events stand out, and then some other things that I like to share. But two events stand out for me. I actually was one of the 12 women that actually was at the Million Man March.
Oh, wow.
I was actually there. Wow. I was the PR person for the Million Man March.
Oh,
no way.
That is amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
And I have pictures to prove it. I got pictures. I knew. I said, there will be a day that someone says, yeah, right.
What?
No. Come on. I got pictures.
That would just
pack of pictures.
That's like the ultimate whiplash for me. It's just
right.
I actually
right. I actually was asked by Minister Farrakhan if I could help, because remember, the nation was a closed group of people who really did not communicate or deal with the press.
Yes.
The press always dealt with them, but they didn't deal with the press.
True.
And Mayor Marion Barry, a brother who was the mayor in Washington, D.C., called me up. He said, I really need you to meet with Minister Farrakhan. We need your help. I said, you told me to stay home. All the women were supposed to stay home. Wasn't that the story?
Yes, that was. It was.
And I said, you tell me to stay home. Now you want my services. You know, it's going to cost you. Right. It's going to cost you. Yes. So I went and met with Minister Farrakhan. I was so thrilled.
I know you
beyond the Million Man March. Just so everybody would know, no one, even Minister Farrakhan, had no idea that the Million Man March would be what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
There's no way you could even imagine that would happen.
I remember watching.
Right. And so I went on board, but I agreed with 11 other women. We all agreed that we would not be in the forefront. We would be behind the scenes and do the work that we do.
Yeah.
And there was a young lady, I have to give Donna Brazil. Donna Brazil has been out there a long time. Yeah. Donna Brazil is one of the most outstanding political advisors in the country. She headed up Gore's campaign. She's been working around for a long time. There are many others. Mignon Moore, who was working for President Clinton at the time. And there was Barbara Skinner. I can almost name it because we still work together. But there's a number of sisters, Dr. Linda Boyd. Yeah. So we all got together. We all agreed you would not see us. But you did see us, but you didn't know we were really there, because we were behind the stage where, P. Diddy and all those guys were. Because we had to manage the entertainment and the message. And I was in charge. But quick story. I was actually there my office was a little room, a little, what do you call it?
Like
RV in the middle of the park. Wow. And remember, the Million Man showed up. But anyway, short story. I rested for the night, and so I fell asleep the night before. It must have been about 3 o'clock in the morning, and we were supposed to be up at 6 because Minister Farrakhan was going to ring this bell. I woke up, and I realized, I walked out the door, and there were 1 million Negroes out there. And I'm like 5 miles from the stage. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? This actually happened. I stepped out and they said, what are you doing here? These guys, I'm like, what are y'all doing here? So anyway, I said, I got to get to the stage before the show starts. Yes. They looked at me like, yeah, right. Right. And I'm not the smallest woman. They literally waved me up to the stage. This is the actual true story. I have pictures.
That is strong.
That is sweet. That's amazing. I love it.
I have pictures.
That's a million man.
Yes. They actually said, okay, what we're going to do, everybody, and it was so many now. Remember, there was no gap among the men. Right. So I had nothing to do. There's no way in the world I could move. I couldn't walk.
Right.
There was nothing to do. They waved me to And I got there on time. True story. Got pictures to prove it. Got the men to prove it. I still talked to some of the men who were there. And that was one. So I thought there would be nothing like the Million Man March in terms of an event.
Yes,
Nothing.
yes.
Well, lo and behold, President Barack Obama decided to run for office.
Yes.
And I had an opportunity to work with him also. I'm like, what? And so I decided, just so you know, the other part of that story, Hillary Clinton had asked me to work with her first. And then I said, but they called me back. Hillary knew me well enough, or her people knew me well enough, not Hillary, but her people knew me well enough to know you need to tell Lavonia that there's a brother going to run. And I went back to Washington. I was living here. They flew me back to Washington. They said, we got to tell you something, but you can't tell anybody.
Right.
This brother named Barack Obama is going to run for office, but you can't tell anybody. And I said to them, everybody in the room did not look like us at all. There was nobody black in the room.
Wow.
I said, I thank you so very much. You guys know me so well. But there's no way in the world I am going to run against a brother.
Yes.
And guess what, guys? Just so everybody will know here, the money was on the table. The job was there. I didn't have to apply for the job.
Wow.
For Hillary, she was going to take care of me because I was going to take care of her. But I had to walk away from that because the brother was going to run. And I didn't know him. Wow. It wasn't like I knew him personally.
Right.
I just knew that there was a brother who was qualified, who was talented, who had the desire to run for president, and I believed him. Yeah. And I decided, I said, well, the deal is that I will wait, whoever wins the primary, that's who I work for, and the rest is history. And President Obama won twice, and I worked on both campaigns. That was those two events truly were most amazing to me. Most amazing. Wow.
See, now people in the room have goosebumps. Right. I mean, that's I'm telling you, that certain things in our lives, I think, kind of I don't want to say define us, but kind of allow us to know that we're right in the space that we need to be. Yes. And so many times, I think, and I used to do it. I was just really bad at this. I used to be the type of person that would always, because I'm a setting goals, I'm always trying to get to the next place, that I'm not really truly enjoying kind of where I am. And even in the rough times, because those are kind of lessons that you need when you look back. If you truly look back at your life, when you kind of look back at some of the things that you went through, it always prepared you for something that was coming up that you really wanted, but you needed that education and that lesson and that information. Did you see yourself when you transitioned from media into politics? Did you say, okay, I'm just going to be local? Or did you say, you know what, I'm going to put my eye on the presidency, I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to help make some things happen? Was that even kind of like a process?
No, it was, so amazing that I have been blessed by having good people around me who kind of see through me and see for me, who have vision for me. Yeah. And three of those people are, my mom and dad, of course. Yes. But Reverend Jesse Jackson, I have to give him full credit. Wow. My first campaign was with Reverend Jackson. I was anchoring the news in D.C. And Reverend Jackson, another true story, and I have pictures, and I still work for Reverend Jackson, so he can verify. He was at a meeting, a Rainbow Push meeting, and said, Vonia, that's my nickname, Vonia, I'm thinking about running for president. And I need your help. I said, okay. Right. Hey, because in my head, in my mind, there's nothing bigger than serving. And I get the benefit out serving in a way that I actually get some feedback. I mean, I end up being a part of history and not knowing what the history is going to be because I'm not able to tell the future. But right. Reverend Jackson decided to run, and you guys were way too young to understand it. But it was very similar to how Obama was.
I remember.
I mean, the farmer around it, all the information around Reverend Jackson was huge. But Reverend Jackson saw what I didn't see. I was anchoring the news. I was reading the script. Right. He said, no, that you can do. But you can do this too. And I'm going to leap all the way up to 216. Reverend Jackson one day was at a press conference and said, and now we're going to introduce Dr. Lavonia. Dr. Lavonia. Where did that come from? I'm like, Dr. Lavonia. My point, what he was saying to me, it is time for you to finish your PhD.
All right.
And that's how he talked with me and other people too, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But my inspiration comes from other folk and their energy. I feed off of your energy, your energy, and the other energy in the room. And so they give me opportunities.
Yeah.
And they see something. And I said, well, dang, if they see that,
yes,
I got to produce.
That's right.
I have to produce. So
That's
it's
right.
not something in my high school book, it does say, and I did write at 15, that I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to write, I wanted to produce a movie, and I wanted to get a PhD. It's actually in writing.
Wow.
And
so it's going to happen.
So the only other thing I haven't finished is the PhD. I was in Detroit 9000 movie. I was an extra.
Okay. That's all right.
It only was shown downtown Detroit. In one movie house.
Oh my goodness.
For 2 days.
Wow.
That's still great.
It is. You still did it.
I have another movie.
Yes.
It's called Trick Dribble by Tyrone Hollywood Brown.
Okay.
And it's got to be the worst movie that was ever made in life.
You know what?
He knows it, I know it. And, that's part of the branding. I told him he should sell it as the worst movie that ever happened.
Wow.
And people, kind of collect things like that.
Yeah.
The worst movie, it was.
Now, I just wanted to, I want you guys to know that having someone like Lavonia, like Dion here in the studio, it makes kind of what I do so real, because when you talk about things that you always wanted to do that you never really thought you would do, or things that you kind of spoke into existence or wrote into existence, this is something, my daughter's in the studio today and helping me out behind the scenes. But when I had her at a young age, I got pregnant at 19, right after high school, starting college, and then had her at 20. And I really thought, my dad used to tell me, well, you got to do, now you're going to have to be realistic, and you're going to have to get a job. So in terms, and I know he didn't mean to discourage me, but he was basically saying, okay, whatever you thought you wanted to do, you got responsibility now. So now you just have to do what you need to do. And so I never once, ever thought that God would allow everything to turn around for me to do media, radio or television. I never thought that, because I thought I had blew it, basically. And now to sit here and to be speaking to so many wonderful people who have had so many different experiences, who I know those who are listening can either be encouraged by or learn from or just be entertained in the most beautiful way. I'm able to do that just because I at one point wrote it down, or I at one point said it's going to happen. And I had the tenacity, like you all have the tenacity to just, no matter what it looks like, I'm still going to do it and do what you're passionate about. If you guys can speak to the power of operating in your passion.
The power of operating in your passion.
Yeah.
Now that will be like, maybe come back next week. No.
Yes,
right,
you're welcome anytime.
No, well, thank you very much. But speaking, I think that my power comes from, like I said, from the energy from people around me, that if I'm able to serve, I'm okay. And I keep telling people, you can serve and make money at the same time. Just be very, very clear. You can serve your community. You can serve in your family. You can serve in terms of your profession. But you can also make money. I tell people, do not be ashamed of that, because your passion, you cannot have a good situation if you're broke. Your passion gets put to the back burner if you're not able to really support your passion. So you have to support your passion in some way. Some people love to play basketball and they're doing very well, and their passion is ball playing, and that's what they do well. Your passion is this, what you're doing, and you're doing it very well. I mean, your example is you. We are just part of that, but you are the example for the people that listen to you every single day, because your passion is, I'm going to get up, I'm going to love her dearly, I'm going to make sure she's doing right.
Mm-hmm.
She turned out really great. The baby girl turned out really great. Cute as a button.
Thank you.
Right. And you are doing what you need to do. And guess what? Not many daughters follow their mothers.
Yeah.
That is like almost unheard of. So you are a reflection of your passion. She is a reflection of your passion. My reflection are my children, my two girls, and the things that I do. My mom, you were talking about your dad, my mom still asks me, what do you do?
Oh, you know what? That's so funny.
What do you do? Right, you know, and I've been on the radio since I was 16 with Donnie Simpson. You know what I mean?
Oh, not the... I used to have a crush. I used to have a crush, the biggest crush on Mr. Simpson. I did.
Right. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
I have been on the air since that time.
Wow.
And my mother still asks, bless her heart, what do you do? I have been working with President Clinton, Obama, Hillary Clinton last year. My mother still, what do you do? Right, so I said I was going to give her a bio and post it up on the kitchen cabinet so she can read it off. Right, right. But your passion, I mean, he expresses his passion.
Yes,
I think it's important. I absolutely agree with you 100%. I don't know if there's anything, I agree with everything you said. I don't even know if I could add to that, but I'm sure I have to find something. As far as operating from your passion, I feel like you need it. I feel like you will quit without it.
Yeah.
You will quit without it. A lot of people are doing what we were conditioned to believe is the only way to achieve success. And so with the internet and people being woke or
yes,
and whatever we want to call it, like whatever this whole movement, with this going on, things are changing. You realize that there is no retirement unless you understand financial literacy.
Yes,
right.
Yeah,
like it's not. You can do whatever you want to do in this world. You can paint pictures, you can cook, whatever. But as long as you know where to put your dollars every day, a lot of people operate from expectation when they're in the energy of other people, or when it comes to making a decision versus what organically they should do. So I think passion is the only thing that can keep us going and push through. Like passion is the only thing that's going to keep. Well, it's what allowed the Million Man March to happen.
Yes, that's true.
Obama to get elected was going to allow us to push through this. I mean, we took the hat off of it, right? Like now it's like it's right here in your face. We knew it, so it's not like anything's happening that we didn't know. And now it's like tell me it's not happening, basically, right?
Yes.
So it's just like, as we coming together, like we understand how the power of the dollar and economics happen.
Yeah.
Our passion for it's all driven from our passion, things that we love, things that are our reason, our purpose. So I think that if you're passionate about it, you're going to be more potent, you're going to be more effective, and you're going to last longer.
Absolutely, no question about it.
So much sense.
Yes.
Okay, so you said you have an album coming up, a new project. Do you have kind of a date set for when it will be released? Okay. I
do not have a date. I really want people to rock with. I hope you get this message too for a little bit, just to kind of get to know me a little bit, because this next project is going to be a little bit more fun.
Okay.
So I'm like kind of just doing different chapters with this. There is an ending goal that I will get to that gets my entire message across, but I got to do it in increments with the way marketing works. So this next project is going to be a fun project. It's going to influence health, wealth, fitness, courage, seeing random people and smiling, having a good time. Like all the energy behind it is going to go toward that direction of my purpose and helping heal the world. So I hope you get this message too. Is there just to kind of show you that I'm human too. I deal with the things that a man have to understand and go through in order to become a man. So
and that's phenomenal, because there's so many young men who are kind of just feeling their way through life, and unfortunately, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because you're a man and I'm not, but I watch and I observe so much, and I watch. I think I have a different perspective on men than most women. Most women have just extremely negative things to say about men, and I don't have that, because to me, when I look at a man, first of all, I don't know, I have this, and it's not like a lustful thing. It's far from that. It's more so like a respect, and yes, because people don't understand that men have to carry so much
Sure do.
And you all, unlike us as women, we were taught, you know, with dolls and things to show emotion and you know, we cry and let out our feelings, but not men. Men, you know, almost, they feel like if you see a tear, man up, you know, hold it in. So you guys hold the weight of the world and then everything else in all the time. And then to add insult to injury of dealing with the world, then you come and you hook up with one of us women, and then you got to deal with us and all of the many facets of who we are, and still always are looked upon to be the rock or the person who is strong or that has to figure out the answers or that has to fix the problem. But when and who looks at you and gives you that same,
whose shoulder do you cry
yeah,
on?
yes. You don't have that. Most
Yeah.
men, and most men don't have it with even other men.
I
Because
appreciate you bringing that up. I absolutely do. Like I like to talk about this all the time wherever I go. Like just the factor of there's like a misconception about love. Like you're not supposed to love your girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like it's kind of weird to
That
me.
is
Mhm.
weird.
That
It
is very,
It
very.
It's very weird, but
It
it's
is.
like I mean, times have changed. Women are more powerful now. Women are getting jobs.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are like doing.
But
their
guess
thing.
what? The secret, they let you in on the secret.
Mhm.
That same girl, the same
Come
young
on.
lady, that same sister who has the job, has the degree, and have all those clothes and the new car and everything, she's looking for the same
Yes.
thing that
Yes.
you and I and Tiffany are looking for.
Yes.
Love.
Yes.
At the end of the day, she can't. She takes that. Only thing she does is drive that new car home.
Yes.
And go into that
To an empty
apartment.
place.
Gets on the phone or on the Facebook
Mhm.
and call up Tiffany. You know what I mean? I say, Tiffany, you know, I don't have a date. They don't
Yeah.
even use the word dating
No,
anymore.
no,
You know?
no,
I
and
think-
it's bad.
I just think that the appreciation, like the value has for people in general, and then
Yeah.
the value for like the different genders and like that
Yeah.
has gone. It's been tainted so much. Like women, we put literally whatever I create, I'm supposed to walk up to a woman and be like, "Here,
Yes.
make this into something incredible," and
Come
you will do
on.
that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Together.
Yeah.
Together.
Together.
Okay, see, so I was having
Right.
almost a heated conversation with
Uh-huh.
a friend of mine,
Mhm.
male friend, and I'm saying, I said, listen, okay, I'm used to my parents. My parents love them both. My mama's went on to be with the Lord, but my parents had just celebrated 32 years, and then she passed away 3 weeks later. My grandparents, 64 years. All of their children married. I know what relationships, I'm watching the different nuances of relationships, but mostly I just saw friendship and fun times and laughing and even when things were tough. I mean, I remember, I don't remember really any bad. And you know what I really love that my parents did, that Dad, I so appreciate that you guys did this. Whenever they had a little tiff or argument or anything, we never, ever, ever, ever heard it. Now, I did understand, though, when that door was closed.
Yes.
That it was time. Go.
I heard everything.
Yeah. I did. And I could tell from the temperature in the room that it was a little bit colder.
Right.
I never saw anything. Yeah.
Great.
But I saw
Good
that.
actors.
Yes, very, very,
Yeah.
very good.
I think it boils down to being connected on more levels than just physical level or spiritual level. You have to. When I'm not feeling you as your lover, I have to be your friend. I have to be able to say like, "Yo, what's up?"
Right. Absolutely. And you bring up something I have to do this. My mom's birthday is today.
Oh, happy
She's
birthday,
91.
Mom.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Geneva Wilson Perryman is 91 today.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
That's a
My- right. My dad is still with me.
Yes.
He's 93. And they are celebrating 74 years
Yes.
of marriage.
Nice.
I
Yo,
love
that
that.
is
Right?
what.
You know what I mean? So I know what it looks like.
I was just sitting
I
talking to them
know.
all the time. Like,
You know what I do? I know what it
Okay,
looks
so I have
like.
a request.
Yes.
I have a request. Dion, can you please sing her mommy happy birthday?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Happy Happy birthday, Mom. Oh my God. That is
Isn't that something?
That is amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I really hope to see my mom.
Man.
Yes, I hear
yes,
you. Loud and clear. It's a blessing, guys.
It
It's a
is.
blessing.
It is.
And
But
I take it in every day.
people don't believe in doing things together. Like I would see, I mean, even if there was a struggle or, like, let's say like a bill. Okay, well, we got to get this. They would, I do remember hearing, and I probably shouldn't have heard this, but I I remember overhearing things like, okay, well, Sam, I'm gonna go out there and get a job, because my mom for the most part was a stay-at-home mom, but then she started working, and then she started doing her own thing, and we got older, and so she kept doing her thing, and my dad was working as well. But I heard those types of discussions, never to repeat it, because I grew up in a day and age of what goes on in this house stays in this house. You don't go out there and tell nobody.
Absolutely.
Yes, or man, none. So I respected that, but I remember hearing those things, and then it was just kind of like the next time I saw them doing it, and then the problem was solved, and then they would get it together.
Good example for you.
Yes, but I don't know where people lost. I hear all types of things and people with relationships, and I'm thinking to myself, first of all, do you love this person?
Yes.
But that's where the problem starts. It's apples and apples. It's like what you've called an apple your entire life, I could have called an apple something completely different, but when we get together, we're still saying apples.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, love is, what do we know about the psyche? We know everything is mostly subconscious, right? We know that the ego runs everything. So when I say I love you, I'm really saying I love the piece of me that is in you. So realistically, you got
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
You got it. That's
Then I got to find that person.
Right.
That's the goal, right? That is the goal.
That's a mistake. I was trying to figure out why I was missing out.
Me too. Okay, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I just figured Thank you.
That's the way
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, I figure I have to write about it, so I like it.
Please
do
do.
as much
Do
research as
Steve
I can.
Harvey did.
Yes.
Right.
Now, and you know what? And this is so funny because you pray and God gives you instructions to do things, and I've been disobedient because there was a book I was supposed to write or have done about 3 years ago, and I think that the first thing for me was, who's gonna buy this book? Like, I'm not Oprah. Like, they're not. And God told me a few months back, like, I didn't name you Oprah.
Those would be Oprah.
That's not who I called you.
Exactly.
And one of the books, because I literally have 3, and I have the names and everything. I mean, I started the one that what you were talking about, what I'm so passionate about, is called Bone of My Bone, Flesh of My Flesh, and I need to finish it because I was just putting out excerpts about 3 to 4 years ago, and a lot of men, I thought because it's geared toward women, but a lot of men were kind of taken up for me, and the women were more so like, you're trying to take us back to the Stone Age, and No.
That's great. I mean, what works works.
Yeah.
The volume button doesn't change the channel.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten so far away from just knowing who we
Those
are.
are women that probably given up on love.
Yeah.
Those are women that are saying that's a shield.
Yeah.
That is probably a shield for them so they won't get hurt. That the pain has been so unbearable, probably before, I'm only guessing, and that they cannot handle having a true love or a part of them showing up.
Yes.
And that's kind of scary to some people.
Yeah.
So you said, I'm not touching it at all. Absolutely.
Because we have to be vulnerable. I think that's what we've missed on doing. Because I had a friend that she was just so, I don't know, just so okay with being vulnerable. So okay with being vulnerable that it bothered me. Like, it bothered me in a good way, because I was like, wow, men must really think you are really refreshing because you're just, everything is just okay. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. I mean, she didn't trip about like stuff that most women trip about. And I was just like, you must just have people beating down your door because it's refreshing to me. So I know it's refreshing to them.
Right.
Yes. So we have to get back, you know it. But I know the time is getting late, and this show actually is gonna end just half an hour earlier. But Lavonia, I just, is there anything else that you want to tell us or give us information on? Because I know you're so busy, she has to go. Because if you can catch up with her, and this, I know it's just an honor for her to even have been able to come.
No, truly.
Yes.
I always say I'm supposed to be where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. Remember, people choose where they want to be.
That's true.
They really do choose that. And mostly men get to choose better than women sometimes.
Yes.
But we choose where we want to be, and if we can.
Yeah.
But I just want to give an announcement about Reverend Jesse Jackson again, who I have been with since 1984, working with him. He's going to have a national conference here that deals with the auto industry and African Americans and the disparity of the two Detroits, the two Michigan. He is going to be here October the 19th, which is his birthday party, by the way. His birthday party is October the 19th in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Right, MGM.
So I hope he's still here on the 20th because
he is on the 20th.
I on the go with Tiffany Patton is having an event called Rhythm and Cue. On the Go with Tiffany Patton, featuring the Cadence Company, and it is right here in the beautiful Detroit Foundation Hotel. It's going to be from 7 to 10 p.m. and it is for those who are like-minded, who want to move forward and network with those who are like-minded and want to move forward in politics and education and their arts. And so those who are like-minded, it is an after 5 event, so you have to get very, very spiffy and come out and just enjoy the event. There is no fee for the event because I want to introduce people to who I am, where I am here, and just the platform, and that it is available to those not just here in Detroit but around the world, because there will be so many people here. I'm from Jesse Jackson too. It's the beginning of the Michigan Minority Suppliers and Development over at Cobalt Hall that week. So please feel free to come out and enjoy and have an amazing time. I've partnered with just a phenomenal young man by the name of Carl Somerville, and he has a company called the Cadence Company, and it is beaded bracelets for men, but they're high class and they are gorgeous. And so he will be debuting his line there as well. So definitely come out and please.
Truly be our pleasure.
Yes, please.
We're going to have the CEO of Intel is going to be here.
Okay.
Reverend Jackson, Judge Greg Mathis, Dr. Julianne Malvo, and it goes on and on and on. And we might have a few other entertainers here.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to your manager.
Yes.
Because I would love to see you on that stage.
So amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I would love to have you come out. Yeah. I love to have you come out and sing too.
Oh, no question about it.
On the 20th. Yes.
Let me know.
Absolutely. And and as I close, and I really got to go to Brenda Jones.
Love her.
Right, president of Detroit City Council. Judge Greg Mathis is having dinner for her. It's a fundraiser.
Yes.
And I promised her that I would come. But anyway, at the end, at Reverend Jackson, just people don't know this. This is another part of what we do. We are giving out 10 scholarships at $15,000 each.
Oh, my goodness.
We've already identified the people this year, but we're going to salute them on October the 20th at the MGM. 15 students from around the country, all had to be Michigan residents, though. You had to be from Michigan.
Okay.
But you can go to school anywhere. They're getting $15,000 each from Reverend Jesse Jackson. And they're going to be awarded their $15,000 October the 20th. But his birthday party is October the 19th.
Okay, now October 20th at what time?
MGM.
Okay.
The conference is from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening.
All right.
Right.
That
and the birthday party is in the evening.
Okay.
Right, at MGM.
So MGM on the 19th, and then on the 20th during the day as the award ceremony for the scholarships.
Right.
And then you guys just get cleaned up and then keep coming on.
Absolutely.
Come on over here. Yeah. This sounds like I'm going to have a great weekend.
I know. I'm making it
It's going to be an awesome weekend. It's been my pleasure.
My pleasure.
I will do this again. My. I got inspired.
Yes.
I got a song in my heart.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I love it dearly.
And please wish your mom a very happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you.
You have been on the go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, a Life, and Liberty. We're going to go on a quick break and then close it out with Dion Price, the Songbird. You're listening to On the Go. We'll be right back. Here's Detroit's own Brandon Williams Leave Love Be.
Forget to hear the sounds of a calming Hey, is your business in constant need of graphic design? L. Ross Designs provides quality flyers, Snapchat filters, logos, business cards, and any of your day-to-day design needs. 3 monthly package options available, or just order single projects as needed. Visit us today on the web at www.lrossdesigns.com.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever, ever, ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
And we are back here listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, as one of my idols, Kathy Hughes, just said. And I thank her so much for doing that, because people don't have to do drops and stuff for you. But you know, I am live in the building. I've had some wonderful people here today. Lavonia Perryman, thank you so much for being here. There's an amazing event. Jesse Jackson is having his birthday party here. Well, not here, but here in the city of Detroit on October 19th at MGM Grand. So you definitely want to look out for that. If you are a mover and a shaker in the city of Detroit, or you're outside of the city of Detroit and want to come here for some greatness, that weekend is some fiery things happening. So you can come MGM Grand. He's awarding, I think she said 10 individuals. 15.
Oh, 15,000.
10 with $15,000 each. Award for scholarships on the 20th at MGM Grand from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then from 7 to 10 p.m. On the Go with Tiffany Patton is a partner with the Cadence Company. And we're having I don't want to call it a soiree, but it's going to be a really great celebration of the two brands. It's called Rhythm and Q, On the Go with Tiffany Patton, featuring the Cadence Company. And we want you to come out, get your best on, okay, and come out for a high-class, high-fun, high-powered time to just network for some really great people. And I pray to God, I hope I just got Mr. Dion Price.
Yeah, we definitely going to talk about this.
Yes,
we would definitely be this.
Yes, we got to get him here. And 7 to 10, you want to be there. And it starts off the week for the Michigan Minority Suppliers and Developers Conference here at the beautiful Cobo Hall. And I have him still in the building. He sang happy birthday to Lavonia's mom, and just amazing voice. His voice is very sultry and it's effortless. And we've talked about some great things and relationships and on and on. Where do you see yourself, Dion, in the next 5 to 10 years?
There's so many ways I can answer that question, but in the ways that are most valuable to me, I see myself as a more expressive creator, more patient father. Hopefully I can have that love that we talked about. That would be nice. That would be, but you can't really put a time limit on that.
No.
I definitely got a few projects I'm going to be working on. Definitely got a few different ventures I want to take. I'm going to be doing commercials and movies and move in that direction a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit more entertainment to it. So I see myself just as everything is about progress every day.
Yeah.
So being better than I was yesterday, and at any moment being willing to sacrifice who I am for who I want to become.
That's good.
So wiser, artist. These are all things that are just core values for me, like about progress. So the new project is going to be fun. We got a lot of innovative ways to merge fitness and music.
That's good. I was just with Coach Kiwi last Saturday, and Lord, she put my body to hurt.
That's that.
Goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was all bad. It was all good, but it was all bad. Like my body was just like, oh my goodness, what am I doing?
Definitely. I just want to basically fulfill my vision board for the most part. I want to make sure that everything that we've been planning so far, so carefully, I just want to see it manifest. So that's my plan.
That's good.
That's the goal.
That's good. Well, off air, our Food Phenom segment, normally they're here and live in the studio, but they had to go, but they left us some food, and it's La Crepes and Royal Oak. And me personally, I will just say and be honest that I hadn't had a La Crepe before. And
that was my first one.
This was pretty good.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's a situation is really what I want to call it. It's a situation. They are located in Royal Oak, and I just want to give a little bit of their story as their casual gourmet, intimate, inspired, made to order, made from scratch restaurant destination elevates your mind and your palate. La Crepe is seductive, sophisticated, and playful, a place where people come together to exchange their thoughts and stories, a place full of creativity and inspiration. La Crepe reconceptualizes crepes with a sharply tailored blend of exceptional taste and undeniable style. Their lunch, dinner, and dessert and weekend breakfast brunch menus are accented by varied and creative crepes. La Crepe offers a unique fare featuring sweet, savory, gluten-free, vegetarian, and vegan crepes, along with a great selection of teas and coffee blends. Now, this one is not so much vegan. However, it was quite good.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I don't really do the persuasion. However, it was still quite tasty, I'm going to say. And it had a situation of strawberry on top that I really enjoyed and my palate loved. So I'm going to give this 5 stars.
Okay.
And that's 1 out of 5. So they're not halfway to 10. It's just 1 to 5. 5 is the highest. Yes. Okay. This situation is great. So La Crepe, you're welcome back anytime.
Yeah.
And you can bring more food. I like to try that vegan situation, I think.
That vegan situation.
I gotta call this a situation because it's like a lot of different things going on when your taste palates while you eat it.
And it's like flavor still kicking in by the time
oh
you
my
finish.
God, isn't it? Yeah. It's like, where did this last flavor come from?
No, that's really good.
I
gotta go see D. I gotta go see him.
Yes, we got to. So Royal Oak, you guys at La Crepe, you know how to do your thing. Please make sure that you look them up, La Crepe and Royal Oak. You want to go there. Their hours they're closed on Mondays, but Tuesday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Fridays from 11 to 9, Saturday from 9 to 4, and Sunday from 9 to 4. La Crepe, nice situation. Now, I would like for you to let us know how we can follow you, Mr. Dion Price Songbird.
Well, yes, you can follow me on my Facebook at Dion Price Music. You can also follow my Instagram and my Twitter at Dion Price Vibe. SoundCloud, Dion Price Vibe.
Love it.
There it is.
There it is.
And make sure you listen to the album. I hope you get this message too. Tidal, Spotify, Google Play. I'll get new records for sure. So you don't have to worry about that. But Spotify, Google Play, Tidal,
and
wherever you get your music, go ahead and check that out. Make sure you log into or check out my Facebook because I just released a music video project.
Yes. Okay, so I will be definitely, I have to get it so I can add it to my website, and then I'll go ahead and send it out on all of my social media as well.
Sweet. Thank you.
Dion is just amazing. He's amazing inside and out, and I've been so blessed to have you. I thank you so much for being on the go with me. And please make sure to avail yourselves. Every Thursday, we're at a new time. We used to be from 5 to 7, but we're now from 6 to 8 because I want to give people time to be able to. Some people get off work to come here and hang out with me, and the situation of the here in Detroit with the traffic gets a little
strong.
Yeah, around that time. So I want to give people time to get here and have fun. And then we're moving into the fall and the winter months, so it gives everybody time to get here. So make sure that you tune in every Thursday from 6 to 8, www.spreaker.com/user/on-the-go-TP. Now, when you get there, there's some other people on there, and I'm in great company because you'll find Channel 955 there, the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I'm in a really, really great situation there with Spreaker. So, and you can find us as soon as the shows are over. It immediately goes to YouTube, iTunes, Twitter, Facebook, so you can definitely download it and get the replay. I thank you guys so much. We're ending just a little bit earlier than normal for being on the go with me today. Please follow us at on the go TP on Instagram and www.facebook.com/on-the-go-TP on Facebook, or Tiffany Patton, the Trillionaires. You will find me. I thank you guys so much for being on the go with me today. Next week, we have some really wonderful guests. And then on the 28th, we have just like the most craziest situation happening. I have Miss Lynn Wick. If you don't know who she is, I need you to Google her and then find out, and then get as excited as I am to have her here in the building live with us on the 28th. The 28th is also my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, sis, in advance. Hopefully I can get her in the building. And then we have just one of the most, revolutionary women. A woman who is just unapologetically who she is. And the spirit and the embodiment of Jessica Caremore. She will be here live in the building with me on the 28th. And then our friends with BPOSH events will be in the building as well. And so much more going on. So make sure that you tune in from 6 to 8 on September the 28th. It's a special, special day because I have some amazing women in the studio, which I'm going to enjoy. So, Dion, you're free to drop in if you want to and come and hang out here. And until next time, make sure that you just remember, everyone, to sow love and to show love, because there is someone who needs you exactly the way you are. Please make sure that you do that, because you're not a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes. It may have been a mistake to the person, but you were never a mistake to God. Until next time, you're listening to On the Go.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever, ever, ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
Hey, is your business in constant need of graphic design? L. Ross Designs provides quality flyers, Snapchat filters, logos, business cards, and any of your day-to-day design needs. 3 monthly package options available, or just order single projects as needed. Visit us today on the web at www.lrossdesigns.com.
For you I die. For you I die. For you I die. From your lips to the curves to your toes, I love everything, I suppose I really do. Yeah. It's a mystery to me how it goes, how I feel in my heart to control. I'm so in love with you. I ain't complaining, baby. I'm just saying that you are my everyday. I know I said a million times, but I'ma say a million times more. I'll take a bullet in the head, jump off a bridge for you instead. For you I die, for you I die. It's so clear for me to see, this is how love is supposed to be. For you I die, for you I die. Call my boys, let them know they can go. Go ahead, cause I'm staying home tonight with you. Yeah. Cause if it were the end of the world, no place I'd rather be than with my girl. Is that alright with you? Yeah. I ain't complaining, baby. I'm just saying that you are my everyday. I know I said a million times, and I'ma say a million times more. I take a bullet in the head, jump off a bridge for you instead. For you I die.